So when people hear that I'm running for Congress, the most common question I get is from my patients. Am I going to keep seeing them? And my answer is yes. But the other question I get is, well, what does it mean that you're a libertarian? And I have a pretty soft definition. I think of myself, well, along the lines of my favorite American philosopher, Penn Jillette, the magician of Penn and Teller. I think his idea of libertarianism is when you see a problem, just ask, could we solve this by giving people more freedom? Is the government causing the problem? We see across the different parties people talking about freedom now, and freedom has been the essential element of the Libertarian Party. They're not so tied to one party as though it were a religion, and they can look at things rather objectively. And their idea of freedom is typically that you should be in control of your own body and you have responsibility for taking care of it. Libertarians believe that the farther you move government away from the person, the less well government really knows what's right for you. And that giving people the freedom to make their own choices and the responsibility for the results of those choices is the best way to organize society. My idea of freedom means you get to live your life the way you want to live it, and you're responsible for the results of your actions. The Libertarian Party's been around a long time, but I'm relatively new to it. I think I joined the party about 8 years ago. The Libertarian Party is not as much a party as some of the other parties are. They believe in individual freedom, individual liberty, and so they don't all agree on everything. It's very much different from the intense, almost tribal dynamics that we see in these other parties where people feel like they have to vote for their party, even if their candidate isn't all that good. You know, I think the libertarian philosophy is, at least for voting, is if you're going to vote, vote for who you think is best. Over the years, I've voted for Democrats, for Republicans. I voted Green once, and I voted Libertarian. I think you'd be wasting your vote if you don't vote for who you think is the best candidate. I'm a doctor, not a politician, so maybe I have a different way of looking at things than you typically hear. There are 4 people seeking the office to represent our district in the U.S. House of Representatives. And they're all good folks, I'm quite sure. They're all passionate, they all want to make the world better. But we have different experiences, different backgrounds, we see the world differently. We each have our own way of thinking, our own approaches to making the world better. I'm very much hoping that voters educate themselves about all 4 candidates to look at how they think we can make the world better and vote along the lines you think vote for the person you think has the policies that will achieve that goal.
Paid for by Feldman for Congress.